can, and be prepared here. Once again, as we get ready to go here. And now we should be live on YouTube as well. So there we go. We're set up on both of those. So once again, new tornado warning now in effect. The only one in the state. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning down here in southeastern or south central Arkansas. But right now, this is the only storm that is currently tornado warned. Avery, Rondo, Marina, LaGrance, and other areas in these areas here, you need to take your tornado precautions immediately here. Horseshoe Lake as well. Put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can, and get ready to take your tornado precautions immediately here across the area. Put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can. This looks like it's getting ready to cross over State Highway 121 here in between Aubrey and Rondo. Aubrey, you need to be in your tornado safe spot. Marina, you need to take your tornado precautions immediately here. um, Once again, continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here. This tornado warning goes in effect until 9:15 p.m. This is moving off towards the northeast. Is it now? So once again, continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas that we've been mentioning here. Once again, in the Rondo area, in the Abreu area here, and Marina area, you need to take your tornado precautions immediately as we speak here. Once again, looking at CC scan so far, do not see any signs of it being on the ground, but still the rotation is there, so continue to take your tornado precautions. This is moving off quickly towards the northeast here at 55 miles per hour. Here's an idea on timing. What I like to always do and what I always say to do, take um, and take give me one moment here. Um, give me one moment here, and um, continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here that is in the tornado warned storm. Continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here. Once again, this is, you can see where the rotation is at here between that Rondo and Avery area. Rondo, you need to be in your safe spot if you're not already. Marina here, you need to be in your safe spot as well. Once again, continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here. This tornado warning is in effect for Lee County in eastern Arkansas, southeastern St. Francis County, northwestern Phillips County here. This is moving off towards the northeast here at 55 miles per hour. Take your tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here. We do have some severe thunderstorm warnings down here to the south of Pine Bluff at this current time. I am focusing on the tornado warning at this current time here, with this being the main threat with this storm here in eastern Arkansas. Once again, give me one moment. Let me get the radar to load back up here. Alrighty, so once again here you can see the area of rotation here, just where the greens and reds meet here. Continue to take those tornado precautions if you haven't already. Rondo, Avery, you need to be in your tornado safe spot if you haven't already here. This is going to make a run towards Marina here, or Maria there here shortly if this continues on its current path. Once again, continue to take those tornado precautions immediately here and be prepared here across the board. Once again, continue to take your tornado precautions immediately here. Um, Give me one moment here. Continue to take those tornado precautions throughout this area here. If you're in any of these areas, continue to take those tornado precautions immediately here. This will continue to move off towards the northeast here at 55 miles per hour. This is radar indicated rotation, so continue to take those tornado precautions. Put as many walls between you and the outdoors. If you're in any of these areas that we've been mentioning, Hughes, Marina, Haynes, keep a close eye on this. Rondo, you already need to be in your safe spot. LaGrant LaGrange area down there, you need to be in your tornado safe spot immediately if you haven't already. Horseshoe Lake, you need to be in your tornado safe spot if you haven't already. So give me one moment here. Alrighty, we got you again, Dustin.
Alright, so we're back on this again, just as expected. We said some of these storms might still possibly be capable of going severe, and here we are once again covering another storm.
Yes, so right now we do have tornado warning in effect for some of these areas here, and you can see the rotation here moving off quickly here off to the northeast at 55 miles per hour here across the board here. So once again, we're going to put this in motion and put a track on this here, and this is moving off towards the northeast here very quickly, and some of the same areas that have just been affected could be in the path of this again if this continues on the same area here. So Marina, this is going to be in your area here very soon. Still seeing the signs of rotation here right over the Rondo area, or just to the north of the Rondo area as we speak here. So once again, continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here.
That's Mariana there, and
Mariana.
that's definitely an area where you can see a lot of rotation. That's coming up. I just pulled up right there at Rondo, which, if you were on the live stream earlier, you heard us talking about Rondo over and over again. Rondo has been a very popular town according to the tornadoes for today, and for the health threat and everything that seems to be coming right through this one area. So, but here we are once again with that threat going right there just south of Mariana. Another signature on there with a very high rating on the velocity scan, and I haven't checked the debris scan. If I don't know if you have, Noah, to see if anything has popped up on that just yet.
Not that I can see of right now. There hasn't been anything, but that we still need to keep a close eye on that though. With the way this environment is today. So once again, this is moving off towards the northeast here at 55 miles per hour. We do still have a few severe thunderstorm warnings down now to the south of Pine Bluff, but we'll continue to keep a close eye on those. But this tornado warning's got our main focus right now. This tornado warning does go in effect until 9:15 p.m. So for for not too much longer here actually, for about another 20 minutes or so here. But continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas that we have been mentioning. If you know anybody in portions of northern Mississippi, tell them to take their tornado precautions as well here. Um, so
Yeah, because that was the same, just like we talked about earlier, it's the same area. Keep going over and over again. I know we sound like a broken record every time we say this, but it's, going right back into, I mean, just had a storm across the river go into Tunica. Now this is going across the river, going just north of that area, back towards South Haven, and that area in the Mississippi as it's going across the river. So these storms have literally just kept as soon as they, just start to turn just ever so slightly, they become severe. And this is what we've seen. And this area here, just which is where they put the high risk earlier today, and you can see why they really were watching this area.
Yes, and we can see that rotation develop and move across this area here, getting ready to cross Highway 1 just to the south of Marina there, and La Grant or La Grace or La Grants. You need to be in your tornado safe spot if you're not already. If you know anybody in between the Mississippi state line or Tunica, and I would say Marines, you need to tell them to take their tornado precautions immediately here with this storm that is moving through here. Once again, this is the only tornado warning storm in the state. You can see if you take a look at the tornado watch, they're slowly peeling it back once again, like we mentioned. You can see where the areas that are slowly getting peeled back with this, as we mentioned. But we'll continue to keep a close eye on this. We'll continue to keep tracking this tornado warning here.
It looks like they canceled Phillips County and continued Lee and St. Francis as well as in Mississippi. So, Phillips County, you are now out of the tornado warning and no longer in threat with this storm. But with this storm being close to you, I still would not just let my guard down completely yet. But know that this storm is moving off to your north and east into Lee and St. Francis, and moving across the river here within just a matter of time.
Yes, and I will also say we may have to watch. You may want to take a look at the CC scan here, just to the south of Highway 243 and right near the Highway 1. There may have been some signs of possibly some debris, and that may be oh yeah, okay, yeah. We may have a sign of debris there because it may be showing up right where the rotation is at with this. So we may have a new tornado warning that's in effect or may have a tornado on the ground in this area here with this storm.
Just east of Rondo.
Just to the northeast of Rondo, basically paralleling or just to the east of State Highway 243. Once again, we'll see with that, but there is some signs of rotation still there, and if you take a look at this, there may be some signs of some debris possibly being picked up on there, but we'll see with that. So if you're in any of these areas,
We will not. Not all of these storms will be so severe that they are able to give you warnings right off the bat and tell you, hey, there's damage, there's everything else. So that's why if you see these tornado warnings, go ahead and take your cover and treat it just like there's fixed a tornado on the ground doing damage in your area, because if there is and they are not able to get the warning out to you fast enough, then you will not be prepared. And we're trying to tell you this in advance to get you prepared, where even if nothing happens and there's not a tornado on the ground, we would rather you be prepared, be in your safe spot, and come out of this and no problems, know anything, than be on the outside of this and just not heed the warning and then realize that there is a tornado on the ground until it's too late.
Yes, and I pulled up some more timing here for this Horseshoe Lake. This will be making a run towards you possibly here very shortly here in the near future. Once again, also taking a look at where the rotation is showing up on radar and taking a look at the debris indicator. We could very well have had something or still have something on the ground just to the south of Marina there in this area here. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on that. We'll see, but once again, continue to take those tornado precautions. If you're in any of these areas, put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can. And like Dustin's mentioned earlier, if you have a helmet, put them on. And get to the most interior part of your home, away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can here, as you're getting a new scan here. We could have possibly had something that could have been on the ground for a second there, not really seeing the CC scan that we worst get seeing, or debris signature that we could have possibly seen there. So once
Yeah,
again,
that is just to the east of Oakwood. If I would say, if I was going to start naming out places, I would say, just to the east of what came across Oakwood there, like Noah was talking about Highway 243 there, going up towards Greer Place. These are areas, these small towns that, if you don't live there, you may not know them, but you guys who do live there know these towns and know these areas. If you hear a place that's neighboring to you, or a place that you know, if you hear that place, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Knowing that you're in the area anyway, you should be taking your tornado precautions. But especially when you hear the places that are close to you, make sure that you are going to the innermost part of your home at the lowest level. Get away from all windows. Go to the very bottom and get away from, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. And like Noah was just talking about, put something over your head to cover. As odd as that sounds, you'd be surprised how many head and neck injuries happen during falling debris or anything of that nature during tornadoes. So we ask that you just do that and listen as we keep you updated with this storm as it's moving again just to the east of Highway 44, right there around the Oakwood area. And Noah, it looks like it just tightened up with this next scan.
um, yeah, well, I haven't got that next scan in yet, so we'll have to see. But yes, continue to take those tornado precautions immediately if you're in this area here. So once again, um, continue to take those tornado precautions. This is moving off towards the northeast here very quickly at 55 miles per hour. You can see the future path of this. If this continues, Horseshoe Lake, this will be knocking on your doorstep here shortly in the future. We do have some more severe thunderstorm warnings down to the south, down here near the Star City area that are they're not tornado warned, but they are severe thunderstorm warned. So stay weather aware and watch those down there in southeastern or eastern portions of the state down there. But back up here to this tornado warning, this is continuing to move off towards the northeast here at 55 miles per hour. Continuing to, let's take a look at that scan. And you can still see where that rotation is at, right around State Highway 44, where it ends off over there, as well as heading towards State Highway 121, where it turns into a county road up there as well. So once again, continue to take those tornado precautions immediately here. If you're in any of these areas, you should have already taken them if you haven't already. Across the rest of the state, we are seeing some thunderstorms, some severe storms down here in southeastern portions of the state, just to the south of Pine Bluff. But this is the only tornado warning in the state at this current time. So stay weather aware if you're in any of these areas here. Rondo, this is now since moved to the north and east of you, so you are good from this storm. Still stay weather aware here until that tornado watch is allowed to expire at 10 p.m. Here. So once again,
And folks, now listen, we wouldn't be on here trying to warn you if we didn't necessarily see that this is actually a threat to life and property. So be respectful in all your comments and pay attention to the fact that, here, I know this is like a broken record. This is, saying the same town, same area, same places. There's, we're trying to warn as many people as possible as we can that live in an area. As we've said before, we cover the whole state, not just part of the state. And, since our main weather center has been down due to Wi-Fi and not being able to connect back to the storms that went through Little Rock, we are operating underneath, unusual circumstances. So just bear with us here. Let us warn you and help you, so that way in this as these storms move out, then we promise you everything. We will work to get back to normal programming as soon as we possibly can. But just pay attention to these storms as they come through. And if you're in the warned area, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Go ahead and go to the lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Cover your head, and if there's possible, get in a room with no windows. That way, nothing to the outside. Keep yourself away from any falling debris. And these scans continue to show signs of rotation just southeast of Marietta as they're heading off to the east and heading across the river. So folks, take it seriously. Take cover. Don't just blow these off and think that these storms are done for the night. These are still possible producing a tornado. They are tornado warned, and they are still inside the state of Arkansas. They have not crossed over the river yet. So pay attention and watch these storms as they cross over and get in your tornado safe spot.
Yes, and I think we did just get a new update here. We did. So at 9:06 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 7 miles east of Marianna, moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. Continue to take those tornado precautions if you are in any of these areas here. Once again, this is moving off towards the northeast. Also, this is at night as well, so you're not going to be able to see it. You're not do not try to go outside and get pictures or try to confirm it. Just take your tornado precautions. Tornadoes are more dangerous at night than what they usually are during the day, just due to the pure, but due to um, the uh, the visibility issues there. They did just issue. Give me 1 second here. I think. Give me. Trying to see where if they decided to put. I think they put a new tornado warning over this one at the current time. Give me 1 second though. I did see a. Okay, so they have issued another um, tornado warning here. Give me one moment and let me pull this up. It should show up here shortly on the radar here, but we do have now a new tornado warning for eastern Lee County in eastern Arkansas, south central Crittenden County in eastern Arkansas, and portion in some counties in Tennessee here or Mississippi here until 9:45 p.m. At 9:08 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado. Was located 8 miles east of Marianna, moving east at 45 miles per hour here. So continue to take those tornado precautions if you're in any of these areas here. So it is starting to turn a little bit towards the east here as we speak. So continue to take those tornado precautions. Horseshoe Lake, this will be knocking on your area here around 9:35 p.m. and take the timing that you see and move it backwards. I would say about 10 minutes and go ahead and take those tornado precautions. Be better, have extra time to prepare than to prepare and take cover ahead of those storms. Once again, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning down there in southeastern Arkansas, but this tornado warning is our main focus at this current time. So once again, um, taking a
It
look.
does look good as far as I'm waiting for the newest scan to pop up, but on the last scan of the velocity scan, it didn't seem near as put together as what it was. But that doesn't mean to let your guard down and to say, okay, well then it must be gone. Because I do see now that second tornado warning, just popped up on this end here to see where that is at on the back side of that, where that little bit of a hook is on the back side. Folks, what this is doing is getting inflow into the back of these storms, and it's causing these storms to rotate just enough that they're going into an area that is already conducive for tornadoes. And when that happens, when you get rotation in an area that has fuel such as what we've had, even though these areas have been worked over and worked over, these areas still have plenty of fuel and plenty of juice to produce another tornado. That is the reason why they're tornado warned. So take these seriously and pay attention to the areas as we're going over them, because this area right here has been conducive all day long to producing a tornado, a hail threat, or some kind of severe threat that we need to take seriously and pay attention to. And this inflow, as this is going out and the winds are turning, this is actually producing rotation in the atmosphere. Now, this may not produce an actual tornado all the way to the ground, but it's still producing enough rotation in the atmosphere that it is going tornado warned, and these storms are capable of producing a tornado, as we've seen happen earlier tonight several times.
Yes, and I think we did just get a new tornado warning down here for the Star City area, possibly, if I seen that correctly. Give me 1 second. Yes, we did get a new tornado warning now in effect, and it should show up on radar here shortly. For west central Deshay and central Lincoln counties until 9:45 p.m. Down here in central or southeastern portions of Arkansas for the Star City area. Once again, a tornado in ping pong ball size hail could be possible with this at 9:10 p.m. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Star City, moving east at 50 miles per hour. A tornado and ping pong ball sized hail looks possible. With it could be a possibility with this. So if you're in any of these areas, go ahead and take your tornado precautions immediately here, as we do now have another tornado warning now, two in the state here. One is getting ready to move out of southeast Arkansas, and this one down here that you can see. Once again, these areas here, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Star City, you need to be in your safe spot already. Mitchellville, you need to be in your safe spot as well. Dumas, you want to keep a very close eye on this, and I would suggest going ahead and taking your tornado safe spot immediately as well, just to play it safe and be on the safe side here. So once again, taking a look at this rotation here. Give me one moment here, taking a look at this rotation here. You can kind of get a general idea here with this tornado warning. But real quickly here, while we're waiting, while we're looking at both of these warnings, let's go back up here to this tornado warning in northern or northeastern Arkansas here. This tornado warning goes in effect until 9:45 p.m. It's moving off towards the east at 50 miles per hour here, and you can still see the signs of rotation on this storm up here as it's moving quickly off here towards the east northeast here at 50 miles per hour. Horseshoe Lake, you need to still continue to be in your tornado safe spot if you haven't already, as we're continuing to keep a close eye on this storm. It's about to cross over the Mississippi River into Mississippi, but we still need to watch for it to possibly re-enter portions of Arkansas around the Horseshoe Lake area if that continues. So once again, continue to take those tornado precautions immediately if you're in any of those areas up there. So once again, if we take a look back down here in the Star City area, we can continue to see there's some signs of rotation down here as well. Give me one moment. Let me pull up this. And
just right there, just to the south of Star City and moving to the east. Dumas, you are just to the south of this at the moment, but I would still go ahead and take my tornado precautions. Gould, Gillette, Watson, these are areas that are just outside of the area of that is warned at the moment, but I would go ahead and take my tornado precautions. This is your first alert warning downstream from Star City to, hey, Dumas, Mitchellville, Gould, Grady, go ahead. These are areas that are close enough to this warning that you need to watch this storm. Rotation indicated that tornado possible, that this storm has just crept up, that has been severe warned for quite some time, has hail in the front of it, that in a leading front, and then behind it has a hook echo that we can see is well defined with some rotation that's involved inside the storm. Again, going over areas that have been, these areas down here in the southern part that have not been worked over as much as areas just to the north of it. So folks, if you're in Star City, moving off to your north and east, or moving, even due east, I would watch these storms very carefully. They are going towards the river and on into Mississippi, but until they do, we will be here and cover them, and we will be watching this area right here, especially down here in Star City. As this is a well-populated area, and it's moving off into other populated towns, and we are definitely going to keep an eye on this and watch it as we see scans continue to come in. At the moment, we see just some rotation that is involved with this storm, but other than that, we are good to go, and we don't see anything that indicates the tornado has been physically on the ground. There's no reports, no damage reports. The debris scan is still not showing anything up, which is really good to hear. But we do want you to take this threat seriously, watch the area closely, and if you live in this area or know anybody who lives here or close by, let them know
I'm seeing about the same for you. They got that hail threat there with that as well, as it's mentioning ping pong ball size hail. As this is moving off towards the east at 50 miles an hour here, so moving off very quickly here, and it will make a run towards portions of Deshay County that border Arkansas County as well, southern portions of Arkansas County, and possibly even portions of southern Phillips County if it continues on its current path. Coming back up here to this storm in northeast or in the near the Arkansas and Tennessee and Mississippi border here. If we take a look at, go back and look at this. Give me one moment here. We can continue to see this storm moving off into Mississippi and could still ride the Arkansas-Mississippi state line and make and transition over into back into Arkansas near the Horseshoe Bend here, or Horseshoe Lake here in the near future. Once again, though, the rotation is still there, but not near as doesn't look near as strong as what it did necessarily earlier. But that still doesn't mean anything. You still have a tornado warning there, so treat it like you would, and put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can, and have multiple ways to, have ways to cover your head in case of any flying debris, and have just continue to stay away from your windows and go to the most interior part of your home and put as many walls between you and the outdoors as you possibly can. Lowest level of your home with this storm here. So once again, we're going to transition back to this storm down here in southeastern portions of the state. Once again, continuing to keep a close eye on the Star City area here, as we can still see this storm here moving off towards the east here at 50 miles an hour. Once again, these are the only two tornado warnings in the state, and at that, the only two severe storms in the state at this current time. There is some loud storms ongoing in other areas, but you still see here the tornado watch is slowly getting peeled back the further these groups of storms go. So continue to stay weather aware here until you're out of that tornado watch. So back to these tornado warnings. You got something to say, Dustin?
Well, I was just looking at the one that you were just covering there in Star City, right to the east there on Highway 11, is where the hell core of this storm is starting to pass over. If you know anybody that lives on Highway 11, they're near just east of Star City, just south of Grady, and a little to the west of Gould. I'd be watching that area closely, make sure everybody's inside. Do not go out in near any windows or anything that would be indicative of going there. But also to the southwest of that, I would just watch just as you start seeing that bow out just a little bit more. I don't know how much on your end you're seeing that just southeast of Star City, almost directly south, just as it crossed over Highway 425. That little area keeps wanting to bow out just enough that it looks like it's what's making this warning continue on and be possibly going to extend a little further to the east if scans continue to keep looking like that.
Yeah, and the velocity scans on it are from my view, which I'm using Little Rock's radar, but it doesn't look necessarily near as strong as what it did earlier, but we'll stay with it until that tornado warning is allowed to expire here, until we see what they do with it. But still, stay in your tornado safe spot. Dumas and other areas here, Gould as well, take your tornado precautions immediately. If you haven't already, you need to be, as well as in in Waston and other areas down here. You need to be prepared to take your tornado precautions immediately if this continues on its current path. You can get a general idea here on some locations it's picking up on what the timing could be. Like we've been mentioning, take that timing and minus it by 10 so you can get an earlier heads up. Be ahead of the storm, not after. Then taking a look back up here at this tornado warned storm for portions of Lee and St. Francis counties up here in northeastern Arkansas. It is starting to transition over into Mississippi, but we still have to watch for it, for the possibility that it could ride this Mississippi and Arkansas state line and could affect portions of Horseshoe Lake. You're still under that tornado warning, so keep taking your tornado precautions if you're in that area. Um, so then once again here, putting the timing on this Horseshoe Lake here in the next 10 minutes or so, this will be knocking on your doorstep here. Taking a look at velocity scans, not seeing too much, which is a good sign, but continue to take those tornado precautions up there. Once again, this is the only two tornado warned storms in the state at this current time. Going back down here to the Lincoln County and Deshay County tornado warned storm. Watching the Star City area here closely. Give me one moment here. Continue to keep close on that. Do you see anything different with that down there from, or
I'm looking at the velocity scans, and the velocity scans are getting a lot broader with the rotation, which is a good thing. The hell core is still there. If you look at reflectivity to see what is causing a lot of what would be showing up on the correlation coefficient. So,
yeah,
which is again just big words for just looking for any debris in the air, anything that's in the atmosphere that is not typically supposed to be there is all that's looking for. But this storm that is moving just to the east, that hell core is still there. That is just moving, continuing on just to the east of Highway 11. That right there in itself is enough to make sure that you guys take this threat seriously and get away from windows and exterior walls. If you're outside, move inside until the storm passes past you. And again, as soon as these storms that are wrapping up, this is literally wrapping up the whole event. So as soon as these storms start moving past your area, you will start seeing more of the all clear in other areas, and then you will be able to go about your business for the rest of the evening, and the rest of your weekend will be fine until the next storm comes back up beginning of next week. But all we do is ask that you listen and take this warning seriously, as Noah's been talking about the one up there in St. Francis County as is moving across into Mississippi, and we're also watching this one down here in Star City that although the velocity scans are broadening out, it does not look as great as far as rotation-wise. It still is producing hail and is producing what is up to 1.5 inch diameter hail, which will cause serious damage. And so we ask that along with the wind and the hail threat in this alone, just stay inside, take your tornado precautions, act like there's a tornado on the ground, just stay inside, stay away from walls, stay from the exterior walls, stay away from windows, and put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Put a helmet over your head or pillow, something that'll keep you just in case of any kind of debris or anything of that nature, and just make sure that you guys are taking this threat seriously.
yeah. So once again, going back up here and looking at this northern storm, continuing to keep close eye on it. Scans still show some rotation there, just to the east of, just to the south of actually the Arkansas and Mississippi state line here, where it bends out some there with the Mississippi River there around Horseshoe Lake. It's just to the south of it, but continue to keep a close eye on this. If you're in Horseshoe Lake, continue to take your tornado precautions immediately here, as this is continuing off towards the east here at around 50 miles an hour. Then once again, we still do have, like Dustin's been mentioning, that tornado warning down here in Lincoln and Deshay counties. While it is the rotation is broadening out some, you want to continue to treat it, or continue to take your tornado precautions and play it safe. And as the hail core on this looks to possibly be moving into gold here pretty soon, in the near future here. This storm is moving off towards the east at 60 miles per hour now, or actually at 45 miles per hour now, with the potential of, or actually at 50 miles per hour, excuse me, there, moving off towards the east here at 50 miles per hour.
And something else, Noah, worth mentioning is that while we're watching this storm down here and you see, the tornado warned area, yes, we're paying close attention to that, but if you look at the areas just north of there, Grady, and moving to your east, that you see that severe thunderstorm right there, that is tornado possible. seriously, as the areas that are inside the tornado warning, right outside of the block of the tornado warning, is a severe thunderstorm warning that is tornado possible. So go ahead and take that threat seriously as well, and just wait until this whole system passes through before you decide to go about whatever you got going on the rest of the evening.
And we did just get a new update on this tornado warning up here in the for portions of St. Francis County up here in up here in northeastern Arkansas. This tornado warning, once again, the tornado warning for eastern Lee County has been canceled, but now the right around the Horseshoe Lake area, you need to take your tornado precautions because this is now a tornado warning that has been confirmed on the ground. Was located over the Robertsonville or 10 miles southeast of Hughes, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour. Damaging tornado. Weather spotters confirmed tornadoes or tornado 4 miles west of Robertsonville. So this is going to move off towards your northeast here at 60 miles per hour. Horseshoe Lake. This is going to make it. This is going to be close to you, and portions of St. Francis County that are sitting out in this area here. Take your tornado precautions. You should have already been in your tornado safe spot, but continue to take those tornado precautions here.
And they did drop the actual tornado warning down here in Deshay and County near Dumas in that area. There is still a hail threat and a wind threat that will go along with that. They did keep the severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible. That tag is still there, so pay close attention to that. But as far as the tornado warning goes, they did prompt that that was not tornado threatening anymore, so they did drop that warning. And now the only one that we have that affects the state of Arkansas as far as tornado warnings go will be this one up here that Noah's been mentioning in and around Horseshoe Lake.
Yes, and also down there with them canceling that tornado warning, the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag continues down there. So still just stay alert. Or actually, they may have canceled that one as well, or that one I think has expired because that just went away as well down there. So
they canceled the tornado warning well, that was about 16 minutes ago. They haven't updated recently the tornado possible tag yet, but unless you see it on your end that they might have, and if they have, then that would probably be it for that part of the state down there with that storm. But yep, there it just dropped it just now. So only thing we have warned of any kind in the state is up here around Horseshoe Lake. Again, as it's getting ready to cross over into Mississippi. The dry line is coming across the state, which is good news, which is finally getting across, which is going to bring the cold front behind it. And if you're looking at areas from now Pine Bluff, Stuttgart, Camden, Forest City, Jonesboro, points west, go ahead and sound the all clear that those areas are good to go for the evening. We do have one storm down here around the El Dorado area in Union County, and then we have some storms that are still strong and producing hail that are around Monticello and to Dumas area. And then if you go just a little north of that, up there to the east of Mariana around Horseshoe Lake, there is that tornado warn storm as it's moving into Mississippi. Other than that, you go points west, we would be sounding the all clear. So we are expecting here within the next 30 minutes to an hour, as they predicted with the tornado watch, around 10 o'clock to be going ahead and getting ready to sound the all clear. But until this all moves out, we will continue to keep you updated and watch these storms.
So real quickly here, they did allow that severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning down there in Star City to be canceled. And with that, they did replace it with a special weather statement, basically meaning there's a strong storm still there, but the threat for the tornadoes has gone down some. We'll still keep a close eye on it, but back up here, talking about this storm near the Horseshoe Lake area, The rotation is it's literally riding the Mississippi River really between Mississippi and the Arkansas area here. You can see where that general idea on that rotation is. So we'll continue to stay with it here just to make sure that it's going to stay out of Arkansas here. But if you're in the Horseshoe Lake area, this is going to get really close to you. I would suggest staying in your tornado safe spot until they allow that area to be or until they allow that or until the rotation moves past your area. And once again, this has been reported as being on the ground here previously, and as we can see here, it looks like it may stay just to the southeast of Horseshoe Lake, but continue to take those tornado precautions just to play it safe. Once again, we do.
Like we talked about earlier, and we've mentioned several times, we do cover the state of Arkansas, but as you see storms that right before and as they're leaving the state, you know your neighbors or you know your friends that have you people right across up here around the Tunica, the Hernando, the South Haven, Mississippi area, and points to the west. Go ahead and give them an alert, a heads up, says, hey, a strong storm just left our area, headed your direction. It is tornado warned. Never hurts to make sure that somebody ahead of you knows that, because don't take it for granted that somebody ahead of you knows that there's a tornado warning coming to them. Go ahead and give them alert and let them know. Give them a heads up. I guarantee you they would be much appreciated that you gave them the warning than just to assume that we all know, because these storms are moving quickly and they are producing tornadoes and have produced tornadoes. So don't just take these threats lightly.
Yes. So this is really now more to the southeast of Horseshoe Lake, but continue just to be safe and take those tornado precautions until it's allowed to pass. Taking a look across the rest of the area, we do have those strong storms down there near the Dumas area. Taking a quick look at those. Give me one moment here. And they have put a new tornado warning on this storm up here for areas in Tennessee and Memphis. So this tornado warning is going to be allowed to expire probably at 9:45 p.m. here in the next 10 minutes or so. And then after that, we should be good to go from that threat up there. We do still have this strong thunderstorm down here near the Dumas area and Gold area that was tornado warned previously, but that rotation has since weakened and the storm has weakened some here. You can see we do have a lot of loud thunderstorms going on down there near El Dorado possibly, and to the north of Monticello, and a few little small thunderstorms across the area here. But you can see here the tornado watch is slowly getting pushed back across our area here, and this will slowly start to move out of the state, and they'll slowly start to expire it probably here. It does expire at 10 p.m., so we'll see what they decide to do with it once we get to that time. They probably will allow it to expire depending on where these storms are at. So once again here, this storm up here near Horseshoe Lake is just missing us to the north or to the south and east, thankfully. So once again, though, just stay in your tornado safe spot just to be safe, because that is a really close call there for your area down there. Taking a look at the velocity scan here, you can see it. You can see that general idea on the rotation there. So you just have a little longer to go. The warning will more than likely expire at 9:45 p.m. and then that should put an end to that threat for us, for you up there in Horseshoe Lake. You got anything to add to it, Dustin? Or
not on the one on Horseshoe Lake. I know I keep harping on these other southern storms just because like I said, these are the other biggest ones that are getting ready to head out. And if you look at the update on that, the wind is at 30 miles per hour, so the wind is not going to knock you down. But they did call for almost 1-inch diameter hail, so that is the main concern with these storms that are moving from the southeast part of the state out into southern and western Mississippi, that they are hail producers and that they will and can get fired up to do some major damage, especially if their hail that's being produced is 1 inch in diameter. That could cause some serious damage. So So again, stay indoors and stay away from any windows or exterior walls. But if you look at the map, if you look at the whole state of Arkansas, then you got Magnolia up to Camden to Pine Bluff, Stuttgart, Forest City, all the way over to Jonesboro, points westward. I'm going to go ahead and sound the all clear and say that you are good to go. The only real area of concern that we are really worried about is these few straggler storms that are hanging on around here around just east of Star City, just north of Monticello, and just north of El Dorado that Noah
Oh,
just talked about. As soon as they continue to move on through, then they will be good to go. But other than that, then we're just hanging on to these storms and watching them as they move through. The biggest threat here now is going to be the health threat that comes along with some of these storms. Again, have 3/4 inch to 1 inch diameter hail. Stay indoors. Take your tornado precautions. Stay away from windows and exterior walls. Treat this like a tornado warning. Let it pass your area, and then you'll be good to go. Go in there and go about the rest of your night. And then tomorrow and Sunday and parts of Monday, you'll be clear, and then you can worry about our next system that moves in on Tuesday when Cameron gets back up and going again in the Little Rock Weather Center. He'll be able to talk to you more, him and Derek both, about the upcoming systems as they are coming in next week. But again, we're just watching these last little bit of storms before they move on out of the state. Just stay indoors, stay out of their way, let them pass by. Then you can go back about what you were doing, and you'll be good to go for the rest of the night.
we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning for this storm down here in the Gold and Dumas areas. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. So treat it like you would a tornado warning. This storm just doesn't want to give up. Um, but this severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for northern and Deshay counties, southeastern Jefferson County, east central Lincoln County, and southeastern Arkansas County until 10:30 p.m. At 9:37 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near Dumas, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Once again, here putting a track on this, you can see the areas that it's wanting to show up here on the map, and some smaller areas here. Galette, you are up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are right on the outer edge of this, so you're probably getting some storms. Right now with this. Dumas, this is just to your north, but you will have some strong storm. You probably will have a thunderstorm that moves through your area here shortly. Once again, we are watching with this the large hail threat, 1 inch size hail threat, wind gusts 60 miles per hour, and the tornado possible tag with this, which means tornado could be possible with this if this continues here. So once again, taking a look at rotation. Not really seeing too great of signs, but we are getting a little further away from the radar here, in between both radars here. Taking a look at this storm up here near Horseshoe Lake. Once again, taking a quick look at this, is that area still under a tornado warning. You are really, you're going to be on the backside of this now. You can come out of your tornado safe spot. This warning will be allowed to expire here in 4 minutes, and you'll be in the good from this storm up there in that area of around Horseshoe Lake. So once again, we're going to go back down here and track this storm in southeastern Arkansas now. It's your turn for some storms now, as this is moving off through your area here. Not really pulling up any city locations currently with this, but there is a lot of county roads and a lot of other roads here, as well as U.S. Highway 165, as well as some of these local roads here in these areas with this storm that's moving through the area here. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag until 10:30 p.m. We'll see what they decide to do with it as we continue here. It is moving off towards the northeast here, as you can see, with it moving across the area here at 50 miles an hour here at this current time. So we'll stay with this one just to see, since it does have that tornado possible tag with it. And once again, you got something to add to that as well?
I'm looking down here at Jackson's radar, just pulling up Jackson radar real fast to see what it's looking like. See if I could get a better look at these storms as they come through, because this is just at that right spot where there's no real good radar in the area to get a good scan of this storm. So with that, if you know, other than just being a hailstorm and having tornado possible, just go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Treat this thing like there's a tornado on the ground. These storms have been going through a volatile atmosphere all day long. There's no reason why to think that something could not happen out of this situation here, as this storm has not really been through this area that often today. So we would definitely say this area has not been touched very much. So I would definitely go ahead and assume that like just treat it like there is a tornado on the ground. Where stay away from windows and exterior walls. Move to the most interior part of your house and put helmets on the kids, or cover yourself with pillows, something that would be protection from flying debris. And other than that, we're just going to keep watching the storm, letting it move on east until it gets across the Mississippi River and goes on into Mississippi. And if anything changes with it, we'll be right here to watch it. But currently, it's really right in between two different radar sites. So there's not really a whole lot of good information that you can get off of this. But we know that it is severe thunderstorm warned. It's the only one in the state of Arkansas. It is tornado possible, which means that obviously that there is a capability that it could go tornado warned if it got a little more together. So with that in mind, just treat it like it is getting together, and just let it do its thing. Let it get across the Mississippi River, and then you can go about your evening. And then that way, unless something else pops up, then we should be really good to go with the majority of these storms, because there really is not much behind this at all.
Yes, and once again here, um, with this being in between radar sites, that could be the very well potential why they put that tornado possible tag on it, for the potential if it goes in between radar scans or radar sites, that it may have the possibility to produce something there. Tornado possible tags also mean that the tornado could be possible with the severe storm. We seen this earlier this year in the Kirby area in Pike County, Arkansas, where we had that severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag, and it did produce a tornado, an EF2 actually over there. That was back in March.
The thing about it is too, people. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry there, but
It's
there's people
all
that
right.
they're not going to be able to warn you of every single storm that happens. It's just not possible within these areas and these quick spin ups that can happen. That is why they went ahead and put the tornado possible tag with this, like Noah was talking about. They put this tag on there to let you know that hey, this is in an area that you're going to need to really pay close attention to. It's in between radar scans. It could produce a brief spin up or a quick small tornado, and if it does, they want you to be on guard as much as possible to know that this area is conducive enough that it could produce a tornado, and that should be taken seriously enough to go ahead and take your tornado precautions and get away from exterior walls and windows and let this storm pass through, and then you will be good for the rest of the night.
Yes, that's what I've told people I've been telling people a lot too with these tornado possible tags. Treat it like you would a tornado warning and play it safe. Also, for you up there in Horseshoe Lake, that tornado warning has been allowed to expire, so you're good up there. You could still have a few little thunderstorms that move throughout this afternoon or evening. And once again, though, our main focus is on this storm down here in uh, in southeastern portions of the state in Arkansas County and in Deshay and portions of Lincoln County there, as this is really moving off towards the east here. Taking a look at the rotation indicator here, can't really see too much, but once again we are getting further away from Little Rock's radar at this current time. So we'll continue to keep a close eye on that. the large hail threat is there, and if you can see on radar right now, it is definitely there. Quarter size hail could be possible with this storm, um, according to the severe warning here with this.
That could be up to if you the warning could be up to 1 inch diameter
Oh
size
yeah,
hail with 60-mile-per-hour
one.
wind gusts. So
Yes,
still very
that's also a possibility with that as well. So up to 1 inch size hail could be possible with that storm there. We'll continue to see what they do with this here as it's continuing to move across portions of the state or southeastern portions of the area here. But once again, this is the only severe warning in the state. Um, we'll see here. The tornado watch is supposed to last for another 10 to 12 minutes or so here, but we'll see if they decide to what they decide to do with this tornado watch here in the future. And really,
If you also see what they've done with it is they put it to the Arkansas border. They did not extend it into Mississippi at all, which means that they are watching this storm to see, excuse me, what they want to do with it as it gets closer to the border and before it goes over. So within this next couple of scans, we will know pretty quickly what they are thinking at the National Weather Service as far as what they are getting ready to do with this storm, because again they just put it to the Arkansas border and did not put it into Mississippi, which tells us that they are watching it for the couple scans to decide what to do with it as it moves forward into closer to Mississippi.
yes. And something else also to realize here is we are also getting closer to being in between the different. We are in, or we're bordering the Little Rock and I think Memphis and possibly the Jackson area, National Weather Service areas here. But also, you really want to keep a close eye on that hail potential. It could be because we're getting further away from radar, but the hail look to it starting to increase there as well. So we could get some large hail out of this. I would not be surprised. I know there was that some storms have carried a bigger hail size potential with this as well. Taking a look here at, give me 1 second here. Taking a look here once again at the rotation indicator, not seeing many signs at all at this current time, but once again, it's still severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. Treat it like you would a tornado warning just to play it safe here, as that severe thunderstorm warning does go in effect here until 10:30 p.m. here. But it may be allowed to expire earlier depending on how quickly this is moving out of here as it's getting ready. It's getting closer to the Arkansas and Mississippi state line at this current time. But once again, this is the only severe warned storm in the state. We really just have a few more storms riding basically the Mississippi River and that area over there near Phillips County, near West Helena, and that area, and some storms down here in just to the north of the El Dorado area and just to the north of the Monticello area. Those are not severe at this current time, but we'll keep a close eye on them. Our main focus is on this tornado possible severe warned storm, with it having that tornado possible tag. And I think we just get an update to it.
Done is they canceled Jefferson and Lincoln and kept Arkansas and Desert County. So they're going to keep they're going to keep hanging on to it until they're going to give it a couple more scans, and they're going to see if it doesn't produce anything that is going to be tornadic or anything that's going to cause anything major going in before it goes into Mississippi. Then they would probably just go ahead and let this whole thing drop altogether, let the line of storms move through. Then, as you were mentioning earlier, Jackson will pick this up as it crosses over the Arkansas state line. Then they will be able to pick that up and decide what they want to do with that as it goes into Mississippi. But we still do have that line of storms that's moving just either right across the Mississippi border or just on the Arkansas side of the Mississippi border. So go ahead and take these storms seriously. There is up to 1 inch diameter hail, and some windows, put blankets or pillows, helmets, something over the heads of your children and yourself. Make sure anything flying debris or any kind of anything that broken windows or anything like that. Make sure that you have your head and neck area covered, and make sure that you're staying in the interiormost part of your house too. Treat this like a tornado warning because of such large hail size that it could cause serious damage and bodily harm if to anybody caught outside or that is not heeding any of the warnings.
Yes, and with that tornado possible tag on it as well, you want to treat it like a tornado warning. But once again, we're still watching it. It's not really when we're looking up map or looking up the storm ETA and time frames. We're pulling up locations in Mississippi there. So if you know anybody in any of these areas, give them a heads up and let them know that that's heading toward. This is heading towards them. But it's really going through a lot of rural areas and county road areas here that we've been mentioning, like County Road 78 there in. Give me 1 second. And is that DeShay County down there, as well as other county roads and State Highway 44 down there as well. Continuing to keep a close eye on this, looking at the rotation indicator, could be seeing something trying to develop there down just potentially down just to the southeast of Gillett in some areas down there. But we'll keep a close eye on that. This is what we mean with this tornado possible tag. You may have stuff develop like this, or have the potential for stuff to develop like this along very quickly in this storm here. But once again, this severe thunderstorm warning goes in effect here until 10:30 p.m. It does have the potential of quarter size or 1-inch size hail, a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and a tornado possible. At 9:50 p.m., a severe thunderstorm was located near 13 miles south northeast of Dumas, moving east at 45 miles per hour. Once again, this warning's in effect for the. Give me 1 second here. For the northeastern DeShay and southeastern Arkansas counties here, as this is moving quickly off towards the east here at 45 miles per hour, and it honestly may have the potential to leave our area before the 10:30 time frame, but we'll see what happens with that here once again. You can also see here they have dropped portions of the tornado watch for northeastern Arkansas. I do expect the Woodruff Prairie and Monroe County areas to get dropped from that tornado watch here shortly. I don't know why they haven't yet, but that may be just the difference between two National Weather Service centers or areas right there at that current time. But we'll continue to keep a close eye on that. So the event's starting to come to a close here across our area. As you can see, if you're no longer in the tornado watch, you're good to go for the night. You may have some loud thunderstorms come through your area, but once again,
You want to guess what they did with the tornado watch?
yeah, I see what they extended it to 11 p.m. Okay, so they now extended the tornado watch.
In Drew County, they're allowing these last two counties to hold on to the whole tornado.
So they have moved the tornado watch to be expired at 11 p.m. here. I wouldn't be surprised if Grant, Dallas, Ouachita, Calhoun, Bradley, Cleveland, Jefferson, and other areas here, as well as in Prairie, Woodruff, and Monroe, were slowly dropped from this as this moves forward here. But we're still watching this little group of storms here as it's getting ready to move outside of Arkansas here and into Mississippi. Once that does occur, we'll break away from this live stream and we'll have any radar updates if anything were to change here. Once again, this severe warning.
The biggest thing to watch with that storm right there is right now it's moving east. If it turns at all, then you will have problems. But that's why as it's moving straight east, it's riding along where the front edge, the back edge of that warm front, the boundary that it left behind, it's riding right along that front there, and it's going east, which is allowing it to be such a big hail producer and not a tornadic thunderstorm. That is why right now, if that thing was turned at all, or that thing was just a little bit faster getting to where it is right now, mentioned earlier, the giant hail producers are typically not going to be your tornadic supercells, and this is something that, even though it's not really along a long line of storms, it is kind of by itself, but it is moving due east instead of turned at all. And what I mean by that is moving southeast or northeast or something like that. It's moving more directly just across the state, and that is allowing that wind and the hail threat to be overriding the tornado threat in this situation.
Yes, like Dustin just said here. Once again, though, we're still watching that potential, but it is still have has that severe thunderstorm warning on it um, until 10:30 p.m. here. It's slowly moving in closer here, and if you look at what they done with the tornado watch now, they have allowed it to expire for a lot of these areas here. El Dorado and Union, Ashley, and Chico counties. You're still under that watch until until I think it says 4 a.m. But I do not expect that watch to last that long. Probably will slowly you'll probably slowly be removed from that. As you can see here, basically where these storms are at and where this severe thunderstorm warnings at is mainly the areas that are left in the tornado watch. Once these storms move through, I wouldn't be surprised if the tornado watch is slowly peeled back, and then but you see we're almost done with the threat here across the state. We just got a few more of these. We really just got this storm to go and have to watch a few more just to make sure they don't do anything else. But we're really on the back end of this event here. Um, but still watching this one severe thunderstorm severe warn storm down here. Really not in any of our areas, or really not any picking up any locations in this other than locations in Mississippi. But continue to take those tornado precautions and treat it like a tornado warning just to be safe. Although we continue to see here, this is not seeing too many great signs of rotation, which is good. But this is looking to be more of like a large hail threat mainly, and bigger or large hail threat there. With this, as we put this in motion, you can see as it's moved across the area here, and once it crosses the Mississippi River, that should end the threat with that for us here in Arkansas. You got anything to add to it, or?
No, that's what I was looking at, and I was just paying attention to the storm that's down there in the Hermitage area. That it's just kind of just keeping an eye on it because it is off by itself, and it is in an area that hasn't been having storms go over it very much tonight. And with it being out there by itself, I always want to keep an eye on storms like that, like we had earlier today in Camden with that storm that just went up and just started slowly, gaining more traction. And the next thing you know, we had a tornado warning on a storm that was literally just off by itself. So what I was watching that storm as it comes across and starts moving further to the east, and as it lags behind and kind of slowly makes its way across. And if you look all around the Dumas area, the McGee area, as Monticello, there's a lot of just rain. That tells me that the atmosphere is starting to get more stable. It's starting to, as Cameron had mentioned earlier, the southwesterly winds are starting to really take effect, which is starting to knock a lot of the tornadic part of this storm away. It's starting to, just turn these big storms into rainstorms. And now the biggest deal is, after these storms pass on into Mississippi, any bit of rain and extra rain that came over today and over the weekend, we're really going to have to watch over for the flash flooding threat, which is not really been talked about a lot. But at the same time, we have to pay attention to it, because as the storms progress to lead the state, we will be left with what's, the rain and everything else that's left over. And you can still see by radar scans, there's still a lot of rain over areas, even that don't have storms, that are raining but not, tornadic or not severe warned, and it's just steady rain, which is going to cause a problem with more and more as rain comes over the same area without going anywhere.
Yeah, that's something we've dealt with here recently. A lot of rain. I know here at my area here at the Backup Weather Center, we're sitting at 6 inches of rain for the month of March so far. Actually, we'll probably end the month with around 6 inches of rain, with it being the last day of March. We still got to deal with the potential of um, flash flooding here with this. We're entering a very active pattern as well. We still have to watch, like we mentioned, that severe weather threat next Tuesday as well needs to be watched closely. But once again, let's get through this event fully, and then we'll start to talk more in detail about that event up and coming. Once again, this storm still got that tornado possible tag, severe thunderstorm warning on it, for the potential of large hail, tornado possible, a um, and a 1 inch size hail with this. So we'll continue to see what they do with this here as this moves off towards the east at 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 50 miles an hour here. So we'll continue to see what they do with this here um, as we continue to transition throughout the rest of this event here. Once again, this severe thunderstorm warning goes in effect until 10:30. We'll see how long it takes really for this to get through our area, or if they allow it to expire, or they cancel it early. We'll see. But
They probably won't cancel it due to the fact of the hail size that's going along with this.
mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
I'm telling you, guys, they're gonna want people to pay attention to the fact of how large the hail size is, and they're gonna want people to make sure that they stay away from exterior walls and make sure they're around no windows, because 1 inch diameter hail will cause some serious damage and serious bodily harm if anybody is caught outside. That is the whole thing that is keeping this tornado possible storm together, because right now they are looking at this storm and they are keeping this together based off of the fact that the 1 inch diameter hail, and there is some winds that are with it. And other than that, there's really not anything else on this storm that is keeping it from just going along and moving into Mississippi. But they're wanting people to pay attention to this storm and keep an eye on it, knowing that this is large hail and it has a chance of moving into an area or it is moving through an area that has not been messed with much today. So they're keeping people's eyes peeled to it, so they pay attention, watch the storm closely, and make sure that you are taking all precautions necessary to let this storm go by before you worry about being in the all clear. And I know southeastern Arkansas, you're like sitting on this thing saying, "Hey, I wish we're the last ones to be going through this, and everybody else is basically in the clear." But as soon as this goes through, you will be in the clear. It'll be just rain and no real storms behind it. You'll be good to go, and then you can have a great rest of your weekend. As if I'm not mistaken, temperatures warm back up tomorrow, and it's not a lot drier, and we will have a lot better time to our weekend instead of dealing with this until next Tuesday.
and also to give you an idea of what's going on here with this storm, it may be weakening some because they did put the National Weather Service, I think that's in Jackson, put a new special weather statement on that for the storm once it crosses over into portions of Mississippi here. So with this, I think we're starting to get ready to see the back end of this now, and it's really over the past few scans here. It's looking like it's weakened some possibly, but we'll continue to stay with it. We still have to watch that hail potential with it as well, as we are getting another little storm that's developed behind it and moving across the area there as well. So once again, continue to take a look at it. Not seeing too much any signs of rotation really with that at this current time. So we'll just continue to stay with this here for a little bit longer until this is allowed to move out of our area. So we'll see. We'll continue to see here.
It's been a little bit since they updated it, and they should
Yes.
Yeah, so man, it's got another 23 minutes. That's actually 10:40 is what it says it goes to. I don't believe that they will keep this all the way until 10:40. Now,
Yeah.
that's just me personally, my opinion. Take it for what it's worth, but it's right there at the Arkansas Mississippi border, and I just don't see anything that is making them that where they should want to extend this. They'll probably go ahead and cancel it once it gets like a couple scans in, gets right along Mississippi, and let Jackson take over from there.
Yeah, and for an example here, the special weather statement is for it is at the speed has increased some to 55 miles per hour, and that special weather statement in Mississippi actually goes until 10:45 p.m. So it probably is very going to move off here very quickly as we are kind of seeing that on radar right now as it's starting to transition off over to that area here. So once again, starting to see the back end of this event here. If you take a look at radar and see where the tornado watches are currently at, once again, I can name the counties off for you: Union, Ashley, Chico, Drew, Deshay, Phillips counties. You're the only ones left in the tornado watch. Once again, after this after this group of storms moves through, the tornado watch will slowly be trimmed back, and then you'll be good to go for the day. We're really on the back end of this event here, and thank you to everybody that stayed with us here across the area here at this current time here. So give me one.
And again, just going to mention a couple things that we talked about earlier is that first of all, Cameron's good to go. Like I said, it's just a matter of not being able to get the weather center back up and running to where it can be at full strength and actually give out warnings and things of that nature. The Wi-Fi, obviously, in Little Rock was not up to par where it could actually get the weather center back 100% up and going. But he will be back up and going by the next storm system that we have come through this Arkansas again. So he is good to go. So you can be thankful there. In case you didn't hear that news earlier, he's good to go. Little Rock and places like Wynn and things of that area, you know, we've heard a lot of sad reports that's come out of those areas. Our hearts and our prayers go out to those people who were affected or have family members and friends who were affected in those storms. Folks, this is not to be taken lightly. This is serious. You know, when we talk about these storms, that's why we say every storm can bust and every storm can go from a medium risk to no risk. But nights like this make you realize that these storms, we have these risk areas for a reason, and they do, you know, come with a possibility of having nights like tonight, and also as we move forward into spring, where it could be, you know, even like this again, or even worse as we go further into the spring. So one thing is, Cameron's all good. We'll be back up in the weather center. Everything else will be back up and running by probably within the next day or two to give you warnings and heads up for the storm system as it comes in beginning of next week. But then also, like I said, we want to remember those affected by tonight's storms and all their family and friends as well.
Yeah. So like he's mentioned, we're this is one of those events we've gotten lucky here in the past few really this past year we've gotten lucky sometimes with the timing on the events, and this time this didn't pan out the way that way, and we seen some pretty bad storms out of this here across the area. But we just got this last storm to go here, waiting for it to transition over into the Mississippi River. And if you take a look at it on radar, it is look like it's weakening some here. So we can start to see.
Storm to the north and east of it has taken a lot of the energy, and if you look at the border right there, the line that was supposed to form back, you know, probably about 50 miles back into Arkansas is just now forming to the east as it's leaving Arkansas. So that tells you the fact that we dealt with a more supercellular event here in the state, and now the line that was going to be the last part leaving the state now literally is, as is passing out of Arkansas, is now forming into a line, which is good for Mississippi, but at the same time, it would have, that line would have taken away some of our cellular storms that we had earlier. But for the most of us here, I said we made it through. We, thank you for trusting us for all your things weather. And like I said, we're just trying to be here as best we can, update you, keep you alert and prepared as much as possible, and watching these storms as they move through. And like I said, we would always rather, there to be no. It's a lot of it. You can ask Noah. We'd much rather be covering snowstorms and ice storm. I'd rather be covering a big time ice storm than I would be covering something like this. But at the same time, we cover it, we get through it, we move on to tomorrow, and then we make sure as communities and as friends and family, we help each other out, get back going, and get back, putting everything together.
So we do have a new update here. They have canceled that severe thunderstorm warning for our area, so there is no warnings in effect. What that means is we're going to go ahead and break away from coverage. We'll still keep a close eye on all these storms. If anything, any new warnings were to come out, We'll put out. We'll do another live stream for any tornado warnings if there is any more. But we're really on the back end of this event, so we want to thank you guys very much for trusting us with your source for all things Arkansas weather. We'll have radar updates out, tracking these last bit of storms as they travel out of the state. So have a good rest of your night. Thank you. Stay alert in southeastern portions of the state. Just for another little longer there, just to be safe. But thank you guys once again. Have a good rest of your night. This is forecaster Noah Galliard and Dustin Hoffman for your source for all things Arkansas weather. Okay.